So guys, I have included some basic terms here so that we can understand the chapter properly and the difference between European and Chinese art. So let us start. Landscape of the Soul by Natalie Troveau. Now let us know something about the writer Nathalie Trouvre, wife of the Belgian ambassador to India, is an art historian. Recently, she and her friend Agents Mantredi translated William Dalrymple's masterpiece on Delhi, City of Jinns in pictures. The Tang Emperor Zhangzong commissioned a landscape by Wu Daozi to decorate a palace wall. Here it's about the first story we are talking, the first Chinese story. He is the Emperor Zhangzong. The artist Wu Daozi 680 to 760, also known as Daoxin, was a Chinese artist of Tang dynasty. Only some of his works survive. The last work does not survive because in that work only along with that last work he disappeared. The image of stepping into a painting is a symbolic representation of an inner event. The withdrawal of one's self from the world, from a world of a kind of secular aesthetic paradise. Aestheticism is a literary term which is used for art's sake, means art is for no nothing else sake, it's for its only sake. मतलब आर्ट ही आर्ट के लिए, आर्ट के अंदर हमें कोई आइडिया कोई थीम नहीं देखना होता है। आर्ट क्या होती है? आर्ट अपने आप में बहुत ब्यूटीफुल होती है और उसको आर्ट की तरह ही दिखना चाहिए, उसकी इनर ब्यूटी को प्रेज करना चाहिए। Here landscape, let us understand the what is landscape. Landscape is an expanse of scenery that can be seen in a single view. This you can see, and this also you can see. These two both are landscape. Landscape painting, also known as landscape art, is a depiction of landscapes in art, natural scenery such as mountains. You can see the mountains, the valleys, the trees. You can see the trees here everywhere. Rivers and forests. Rivers, you can see here rivers. Here this is the river. Okay. River and forest, especially where the main subject is a wide view with its elements arranged in a coherent composition. Sky is almost always included in the view, and sky is very important part of the landscapes of its view. And weather is often an element, और weather जो है एक element होता है, हमेशा compulsory element होता है. So you can see the teeth are lost because they're strong and determined to have everything they desire. Okay, so they are hard and hurt the tongue many times, but the tongue never hurts the teeth. Yet it endures until the end, while teeth are the first of men to decay. The tongue is peaceful and gentle with the teeth. It never grows angry and fights them. Even when they are in the wrong, it's always helped them to their work in preparing men's food for him. Although the teeth never help the tongue and they always resist everything. He was, this all is saying of this person, and he was a writer. Like we have Panchatantra in our India, the collection of tales. So he was a writer, Cassius, who wrote the same kind of stories, and his stories play an important role in studies in the curriculum of China's education. So he is saying here, this is one extract I have taken of his teachings, so that I can just tell you what kind of tales and what kind of teachings he wrote in his books. Like here you can see the tongue जो होती है, that is very peaceful and it does not fight with the teeth. They always, they are very furious, they are raged, and that's why they fall first. But the tongue, from starting to end, it's peaceful and it does not hurt anybody, and it survives for the longest. So this is the thing, this is the teaching here the writer wants to just give you, that just control your anger every time. Control your anger, because your anger is very harmful for your own body. The same kind of teaching our Gandhiji, Mahatma Gandhiji, has also given, that nobody can hurt you except yourself. So this was only one of his teachings. I wanted to tell something about his teachings. Now let us know anecdote. In the previous video I talked about anecdote. Okay, so what is a anecdote? An anecdote is a short and amusing or interesting story about a real incident of a person. Like I'm telling you, you might have heard about Akbar, Birbal and all. ओके ये छोटी छोटी कहानियाँ होती हैं, लाइक हम अकबर बीरबल की करते हैं, तेनालीरामा और एक उनके जो राजा थे उनकी करते हैं, एंड देर आर मेनी मोर दैट इन हरियाणा ऑल्सो we have many heroes, the local heroes. So their tales are quite interesting. वो रियल भी थी, इंटरेस्टिंग भी है. Okay, and they make the things amusing. You probably use anecdotes every single day when you are talking to your friends or family. Integrating anecdotes into your writing helps to engage the reader, and it creates an interest in the reading. Now, he was the, I talked about a blacksmith. So, this Quentin Matsey, he was the blacksmith. Okay, later who was known as a famous painter. 1466 to 1530 was a Flemish painter in the early Netherlandish tradition and a founder of the Antwerp school. He was a blacksmith, and because of his beloved, he wanted to get married with her. That's why he tried that. He entered in the studio secretly, and then he drew a fly, and that was a turning point of his life, of his profession. Now let us talk about delicate realism. Delicate realism, it refers to the alluring quality of the art which makes it seem real. I told you, the fly was drawn in a way that was looking like a real fly. Okay, so this is delicate realism. इससे क्या होता है कि हमें ऐसा लगता है कि ये जो तस्वीर है ये बिल्कुल जिंदा है और ये अभी बोल जाएगी. It is an interest in or concern for the actual or real as opposed to abstract. ओके जो ये पिक्चर होती है वो ऐसा नहीं लगता है कि वैसे ही बनाई गई है, वर्चुअली है. ये पिक्चर ऐसी होती है कि जैसे अगर दीवार पे अगर बना दी तो ऐसा लगना चाहिए दैट यस हियर समबडी इज हियर. इफ सम पिक्चर इज ड्रॉन ऑन द वॉल देन इट मीन्स हियर रियली somebody. Illusionistic likeness, it refers to an adjective. Okay, basically it refers to an adjective. This is an adjective. Technique of using pictorial method in order to deceive the eye. ये क्या है? आइज को डिसीव करने के लिए जो है पिक्टोरियल एक मेथड है. द रेफरेंस इज टू एन इल्यूजन क्रिएटेड बाय semblance of something. You might have just taken the challenges that कई बार क्या होता है कि खोपड़ी बना दी, उसके अंदर एक गर्ल है ना। आपने सबसे पहले क्या देखा, आपने वो वहाँ पे वो फॉरेस्ट भी दिखाई दे रहा है, वहाँ पे वो गर्ल भी दिखाई दे रही है, एंड देयर आर मेनी पिक्चर्स इन वन पिक्चर। तो ये इल्यूजनिस्टिक लाइकनेस होती है, रियल में बना कुछ रखा है बट वो दिखाई कुछ और दे रहा है। तो दिस इज मीन्स इल्यूजन क्रिएट करना। ओके, I hope you might have understood it. If you have any problem, then you can please ask in comment box. Chinese landscape painting. Can you see the Chinese landscape painting and Western landscape painting? You can clearly understand the difference between these two. Okay, this is quite realist. ये रियल होता है, रियली हम इस ऐसा नज़ारा देख पाते हैं ना, बट दिस इज नॉट रियल. Now, let us know something. Let us have some highlights of Chinese art, landscape painting, and all. A classical Chinese landscape is not meant to reproduce an actual way. In last picture, we have seen the difference between जो European landscape है, that seems quite real, but it's not the case with Chinese. The Chinese painter does not choose a single viewpoint. One more point, that जो यूरोपियन पेंटर्स होते हैं, they want that their point of view only their point of view is to be copied, is to be understood by everyone. But this is not the case with the Chinese. They just make us free to understand the painting, to understand the landscape with our point of view. His landscape is not a real one, and you can enter it from any point, then travel in it. The artist creates a path for your eyes to travel up and down, then back again in a leisurely movement. Means this is not the real one, this is imaginary, and you can enter in it from any corner. So the Chinese painter does not want you to borrow his eyes. Borrow his eyes means borrow his point of view. मतलब Chinese painter क्या कहता है कि मेरे point of view से मत देखो. Whatever you can see, you can think, you can imagine yours. He wants you to enter his mind. पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू मेरा मत लो, मेरे माइंड के अंदर, मतलब मेरी विचारधारा के अंदर जो है ना प्रवेश करो, उसके अंदर एंटर करो. दैट व्हाट आर द थॉट्स. The landscape is an inner one, a spiritual and conceptual space. The landscape is an inner one, a spiritual and conceptual space. Now, European landscape painting. Delicate realism, I told you. A perfect illusionistic likeness, figurative painting. The European painter wants you to borrow his eyes. See, this is an idiom. Okay, to borrow his eyes. Borrow his eyes का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप उसकी आंखें उधार लोगे. It means that you are not to copy his, you are to copy his ideas, means point of view, and look at a particular landscape exactly as he saw it from a specific angle. Okay, यूरोपियन आर्टिस्ट क्या चाहता है कि जिस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू को सोच के उसने वो लैंडस्केप बनाया है, आप भी वही पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू सोचें और उसी के अकॉर्डिंग उसको ट्रीट करें. Now, horizontal scroll. When someone tells you to look at painting, you will think of an image on the wall. But in Chinese, the traditional scroll painting presents a painting in a different way. The image is painted on a roll of paper or silk and unrolled for viewing. ओके, अब पेंटिंग जो है वो हिस्टोरिकल स्क्रोल क्या है, जैसे आजकल हम पेपर पे पेंटिंग बना देते हैं तो उसको रोल अप कर देते हैं. तो चाइना में क्या होता था, देवर जस्ट पेंटिंग इट ऑन अ सिल्क ऑफ अ पेपर और अ सिल्क. ओके, पेपर पे या सिल्क पे पेंटिंग करते थे, एंड आफ्टर दैट दे जस्ट रोल इट. देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ स्क्रोल पेंटिंग, hand scrolls and hanging or landscape scrolls. Neither days on the wall of the time on the wall of all the time. The scrolls are lightweight and mobile and meant to be enjoyed for a while and then out away to be brought back out and viewed or on special. जैसे आजकल हम like we just paint on a paper and then we just roll it up in the same way. Hand scroll are painted in a horizontal format. You can see horizontal format. They are usually long and continuous. One famous 12th century work by artist Zhang Zhangzuan titled Along the River during the Qingming festival is more than 17 feet long. 17 फीट से भी ज़्यादा था. हॉरिजेंटल फॉर्म में ये काफ़ी लंबे होते हैं और एक तो 17 फीट से भी ज़्यादा लंबी थी. हियर इज अ सेक्शन ऑफ दैट. दिस इज ओनली अ सेक्शन ऑफ दैट. This is not the full, this is a section of that. Imagine the rest of the scroll all done with the same level of fine detail in the rendering of sailing ships, building and the life of this community during the festival. Now, horizontal scroll, each scroll is mounted as a wooden roller. Okay, this last one was horizontal scroll about the China. This horizontal scroll, each scroll is mounted on a wooden roller with a perfective slide wrapper around the outside and stored in a special wooden box. When you want to view one, you unroll it by hand while it is flat on a table. The image, which often involves a scene or story, unfolds before you. Think of it as an illustrated book that tells a story as the pages are burned. Unlike hand scrolls, those were hand scrolls and now these are horizontal scrolls. Scrolls tend to be vertical. They are unrolled, can be hung on a wall and viewed all one time. But they are lightweight, portable and on the same silk or paper as hand scroll. Let us understand now shanshui. What is a shanshui? Yang, you can see yang, mountains. Yin, water. Mountain reaching vertical towards heaven, stable, warm and dry in the sun. Sometimes, this is very important term of this chapter. Shangshui. What do you mean by shangshui? Shangshui, it represents two terms, yang and yin. Yang means mountain. Yin means water. Now see the mountain. Mountain कैसे हैं? Vertical हैं. Towards heaven हैं. Okay. And stable है, of course stable है ना, ये mountains कहीं नहीं जाते. Then more warm है, of course warm होते हैं ये. These are not cold. And dry in the sun, और sun की वजह से सूखे हुए हैं, धूप की वजह से सूखे हुए हैं. In opposite, let us talk about water. Horizontal. Can you see horizontal? It's not vertical. Mountain is vertical. Okay. Mountain is vertical. This is yang. Water is horizontal. Okay. Mountain is towards heaven. It's dry in sun. It's a stable. But and water, it's a horizontal and resting on earth. रेस्ट कर रहा है, अर्थ के ऊपर रेस्ट कर रहा है ना, स्टेबल नहीं है. मतलब जैसे माउंटेन स्टेबल है, यहाँ से कहीं नहीं जाएंगे. बट एज वाटर, एज इट विल गेट द वे, इट विल गो. फ्लूइड, मॉइस्ट एंड कूल. फ्लूइड है वाटर, फ्लूइड है, मॉइस्ट नमी है इसके अंदर. ओके. एंड इट्स कूल. द नेचर ऑफ वाटर इज कूल. माउंटेन का नेचर क्या होता है? वार्म होता है. और वाटर का नेचर क्या होता है? इट्स कूल. सो दिस yang and yin. These two are basic, very important concepts. This concept is expressed as shan shui, literal mountain water, which used together represent the word landscape. More than two elements of an image, these represent two complementary poles reflecting the dowsed view of the universe. अब जो दाउज़म है, it belongs to दाउज़म. दाउज़म क्या होता है? लैंडस्केप से बिलोंग करने वाली जो पेंटिंग का एक थॉट प्रोसेस है, वो है दाउज़म, and it belonged to that. Now, some of the common associations with yang and yin, respectively, are male and female, light and dark, active and passive, motion and stillness. Now you can just compare. Mountain is male, water is female, light and dark, active and passive. What is active and what is passive? Water is active and mountain is passive. Motion and stillness. Okay, so water is in motion, water can move, but the mountain is in stillness. The yin and yang symbol represents the philosophy of balance, where two opposites coexist in harmony and are able to transmute into each other. It represents the theory of universe. Okay, कैसे mountain and water, these two are opposite to each other. ये warm है, this is cool, this is stable, this is in motion. Okay, but still they exist, they coexist, वो एक साथ रहते हैं, and they transmute, they are the medium. In the yin yang symbol, there is a dot of yin in yang and dot of yang in yin. Now see, yin yang, some of one is dark, one is light. Okay, this is mountain, this is water. अब yang and yang दोनों का डॉट एक दूसरे के अंदर बना हुआ है. Okay, this symbolizes the inner coincidence of the opposite forces. Therefore, the independent principles of yin and yang are actually dependent on each other for each other's distinguishable existence. So, male and female, both genders are very important for the earth, for the world, for just making the world run. Okay, and everybody means each, this male and female, each is half without the other, and both are necessary parts of the world. In a landscape painting, empty space. Okay, you might have heard, we have talked about landscape. So empty space, जो empty space रह जाता है landscape में, often indicates cloud mist in a Chinese landscape. Painters always embed their personal feelings and emotions into the image rather than just depict the details and exact appearance of the object. As a result, viewers can see a lot of white space and broad strokes on Chinese landscape. अब Chinese landscape में आपको white space almost मिल ही जाता है, 99% मिल ही जाता है. This is called empty space. Now, what is void? Void means suspension of breath. Okay. What is often overlooked, an essential third element. Two elements we have talked. One is yang, another one is yin. Okay, so these are two important elements of the painting, of Chinese painting. But this is a third interaction between yang and yin, meditation. Okay, कि माउंटेन भी हो गया, वाटर भी हो गया, इनके बीच में जो वाइड स्पेस बच गया, दिस इज वाइड, जो वाइड स्पेस बच गया, दिस इज कॉल्ड वाइड स्पेस एंड दिस इज फॉर मेडिटेशन. Okay, essential third element, the middle void their interaction where their interaction takes place. This can be compared with the of yogic practice of pranayama. Breathe in, retain, breathe out. The suspension of breathe is the void where meditation occurs. So this is all about this chapter, my dear children, and now we are going to move to the text.